It is the first Sunday of the new year, otherwise known as Dating Sunday. And in 2025, daters are really changing the game.
So joining us now is Laurel House, relationship coach with eHarmony.
Yeah.
Laurel, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so we're talking about breaking rules here.
Yes.
Singles are fed up with the status quo. They're looking to do things differently. eHarmony calling it a rule breaker report.
Yes, so singles are doing things differently finally because they realize that things aren't working. And if you want to get something right, you got to change the game, even if that makes you a little bit uncomfortable. So a lot of these new trends are maybe a little awkward, but let's just lean into the awkward, because if you lean into it, it's no longer awkward.
Okay, good advice. So let's talk about the trends here for the year ahead. Filter-free dating, practical romance, textual chemistry, and red flag energy. Let's begin with filter-free dating. What is that?
So filter-free dating means that people aren't having a filter anymore when it comes to talking about what used to be taboo topics like politics and religion. Actually, 75%, according to eHarmony's report, of U.S. daters are leaning into these uncomfortable conversations, talking about exes and non-starters, because if it's really that important for you, then you need to talk about it, even on the first date, or else you're gonna be in the relationship 6, 7, 10 dates later, and all of a sudden you realize, you know what? We're actually not a match.
God forbid 3 years or something, right?
You're being upfront and you're not wasting time.
Right, and you know what? It might feel a little uncomfortable at first to have that conversation, but it'll feel a lot more uncomfortable and heartbreaking if you have the conversation later on.
Especially when you're more emotionally invested.
That's right.
With each other.
That's right.
Textual chemistry?
Textual chemistry is, do you have chemistry when it comes to the timing of when you respond to texts? So people are not playing the text game anymore if they're looking for real. 69% of US daters are responding immediately. They want immediately gratifying, no wait texts, which means you get a text, you respond to the text. You don't say, oh, I'm gonna be kind of sexy and cute and wait until tomorrow. No.
Because you hear those stories, you see it on TV or movies where
That's
like
right.
it literally becomes a game, and you see like someone, oh, they're typing, what are they gonna say?
That's right, yeah.
What does that mean?
2025 is about no more games, and that's where it is the rule breaking. Now, one of my favorites, though, is about the make or break move-in strategy. So that's practical romance. What this is about is, you know, it's expensive to live now in Los Angeles and everywhere. The rent is high, everything is high. So people are actually moving in with each other almost immediately. 51% of US daters are open to the make or break move-in strategy. Moving in, having an instant 2-income household, and putting the relationship to the ultimate immersive test of, you know, seeing what it looks like
Save
to
that
actually
money.
live together. Save the money. And if it doesn't work, then you break up, you move out, you move on. Or maybe you become roommates.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, we're also talking about red flag energy. I wanted to ask what that was about.
So, you know, people always talk about red flags. Now it's just easier to say, oh, they have red flag energy. So red flags are different from non-starters, which I mentioned before. Non-starters mean we have such differences that there's no reason to even start. Red flags are things about you that I'm not so sure about, but let's talk about it, see if we can talk through it, maybe I'll understand it. The big red flags right now are smoking, vaping, and overuse of buzzwords that we used to love. So people saying that they're gaslighting me. That has become a red flag, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So we need to be aware of that. Now, another red flag that people look at is FaceTiming, because they feel like it's a little bit cringe. 22% of people feel like an uninvited FaceTime is infringing in their space.
How interesting.
So instead of a FaceTime that's like, oh, they're texting, I'm just gonna call. No, I'm not ready for your call.
A phone call?
Right. So instead,
Decline.
schedule a video date.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, can you chat?
like
Yeah, are you ready? Then I can be physically, emotionally ready. I'll look good. I'm present. I want to talk to you, and you want to talk to me. We can focus on each other.
Always good advice for those dating here in the new year,
That's
the
right.
trends, what to watch out for. Laurel House, thank you, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Okay, we'll be right back.